Oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah, Detroit, y'all. Welcome back to another episode of the Oh Yeah Detroit podcast. Real stories about real Detroiters. It's your boy, Mr. Oh Yeah, Detroit's #1 ambassador. And today we got another individual that I have grown to love and respect, not just because of their work, but because of his commitment and dedication to his craft. And if you haven't heard of him, I don't know where the hell you've been in the last 15 to 20 years in the city of Detroit, man. You got MSU grad, Omega Psi Phi representative, the internationally known Mike DJ Kutz West.
What up, bro?
What up with you, my guy, man?
Good, man.
Working hard?
Hey, man, you got to.
Got to, man.
Need somebody.
I hear that, man. Well, we appreciate you coming on today, man. I know you're a very busy guy, but what this show about, we had to get you on here, man. Of course, everybody know this is about finding a way to celebrate our city, but those who have come from it with all the talent that they have and still find ways to invest in the city, man. So please, Mike, tell them who you are if they don't know who you are, man,
Hey, man,
and what you do down here.
I'm the one and only DJ Kutz, man. I just try to stay humble, man, and try to work on my craft, man. I respect other DJs, but also, some years ago, a couple of my partners, we decided that it'd be good to teach people how to DJ, and then a spin-off of that, we charge for it, but then a spin-off of that, because I'm kind of passionate about giving back and dealing with youth and mentoring and stuff like that. So we have a non-profit portion of it too. Music and mentors. So, we kind of get free DJ lessons and free music type thing, beat making and stuff like that. But they just got to go through
the process,
some mentoring sessions and stuff like that. So,
okay. And what is that called again now?
Music and mentor.
Music and mentoring. Yeah. They ain't they getting these lessons for free, and you working hard for them.
And we giving them some real life
mentorship.
So they're getting a whole lot for free. Actually,
they get a whole lot for free. I ain't mad at you, man. For free. Well, let's start there, man. Let's start there. You say you and some of your is like the conglomerate or something, right? DJs in the city, man.
I mean, it's myself and DJ Ric Flair and DJ Linda Carter are the three partners currently on that. We have used other DJs to help teach the lessons and be a part of it, but we are the
you are the core.
We the core of it.
Okay.
So again, we started like Ric Flair and I started doing the DJ lessons, and then we thought DJ Linda Carter would be a good part of it, a good add to it. So we worked with her. She brought some of her things to the table, and then we spent off and started doing a nonprofit, which I'm already into that anyway. So
right.
Having a nonprofit and filtering it with the DJ portion of it is right up my alley.
You know
what I'm saying? So
it just worked out.
Yeah.
Well, let's talk too about this before we get into it, because in order for you to make it to a position where you can help some others out, you have to be who you are, right? True. And to know you, when they talk about DJs around the city, your name come up at the top of the list all the time, man. I know I've seen you at, if it ain't the city council. Or I've seen it where when the Biz Marquis come in town or whatever, you the person they call, right?
Right.
How did we get there? I know you done with the radio station, and but why Kutz, and why they getting that call from you, man?
I think number one, the first thing I believe in anything is like doing business correctly, and I think that's a lot of it that a lot of guys miss. You can have a lot of skills and be in the basement with all the skills in the world, but when a guy call you and you don't show up, how many times you're not going to show up?
That's right.
Or you don't provide what you say you was going to provide. So I think number one, starting off, you have to have that business one-on-one.
Talk that.
You know what I'm saying?
Talk that.
You got to be what you know what I mean? You got to provide what you say you're going to provide. You got to be on time. You got to handle it accordingly. You got to be professional about it. And I think that's at least half of the battle, in my opinion, if not more.
At minimum.
If not more.
All right. So. But you've been relevant in the city for sure.
Yeah.
But you get that call. I know you've done some work down in New Orleans, to Colorado. You've even been called to do work overseas,
Yeah.
MLK ski weekend, right? The list go on and on, right?
For sure.
Please tap into some of that, man. And where can we find you? And in your history, where are all the places that you've been able to, take this work and make sure these skills be out there?
And I mean, I've been a little bit everywhere, actually. I've been to Mexico a few times. I've been to Dubai on a yacht.
Ooh.
New Orleans, New York. Been on Shade 45. Been on local radio stations for mixed shows. Been in Atlanta and spent. Colorado, I do big ski trips out there.
Speak on it. Who are some of these parties been for, man? Come on.
So like the National Brotherhood of Skiers, that's the ski trip thing. That's all the black national skiers, basically all the organizations like the Jim Dandies, but everywhere across the United States, as well as actually international too. So that's been a platform where I've been able to meet people from other places, and they possibly hire me to come out after they, see me do my thing.
Right.
So, I've been out to LA. Yeah, man. I've been, I mean, I'm kind of almost, in a sense, kind of blushing a little bit because, I personally don't sit back and think and be like, oh, I'm all that because I did this and I did that. Like, I rarely really talk about it. Try to be good at social media and doing it, but I'm not even the best at, like, really promoting myself on social media with those type of things. But,
well, that's why we're here, man, because I feel that we've always known that about you, that humble spirit is just about the work, but that's not what this show is. To celebrate what you're doing, my God. It's to really say, what you've done and really how we got here, right?
Yeah.
So I guess this really would be a good time to really go back, right? And really talk about. I'm talking about all the way back.
We had to go back to some Bell then.
Because I ain't gonna lie, nah. I'm Detroit East Side, born and raised, but I know in high school I would be the one calling you, looking for that DJ Kutz mixtape, right? Volume 1, 2, 3. But I'm looking for them, right? And we had been known for that techno scene and all that, man. Right. But we came up together, right? East Side, man. And I remember seeing you coming into your place, man, in the big DJ booth in the front room, the whole nine, man. Talk about that, man. How did we get started with all this, man?
And believe it or not, probably about 6 years old. My dad always been into music. He had records and stuff laying around the house, and he had a turntable and a mixer. And of course, back then, we were always into the culture more. We into the culture now, but being young, you always into the culture. So you was really into rap music. You was into what was going on in New York and all the rappers and your dance routines, and that was just the thing to do. So you thought you could rap, you thought you could DJ, you thought you could dance, whatever. That's how
whatever it was.
Like, whatever
it was.
If that was what was on the box,
right? Oh, the box. Yes, sir.
That's what we're supposed to do. But anyway, I'm gonna say about 6 years old, no more than 7. My brother and I, my older brother, he's DJ too, DJ Don.
That's right.
We got some DJ equipment for Christmas. Now the guys down the street, gotta get them shots out. Guy named Black Vic, Fast Black. He was a big time DJ back then. Guy named Brian Purefoy, he was a DJ back then. He had equipment. He used to let me borrow it once I was getting started and stuff like that. But working on that, started liking the DJ. So I would, we had the bar set up like you said. My dad had built a bar way back in the day before I was born. But he had this bar and it was too tall. I had to stand on the stools. Sit on the stool just to reach the turntables.
Ooh.
But that's how small I was, and that's how I had to.
That's how it started.
That's how it started. You know what I'm saying? So, I probably by the age of 9, 10, I was already doing like house parties in the hood. I remember DJ Ugly got a shot in my. He used to have his 2-family flat. It was vacant at the bottom. And I'd go around there. I probably was about 10 years old because my brother had just got his license. Right around when he just got his license. We 6 years apart, so we go around there. I was DJing in the empty 2-family flat, just like you see on some movies or something. And they charge 50 cents $1 to get in. Man, I remember getting worked on the pay a couple times. Even as a kid, I knew I was getting worked. I was getting counting some money, and I was getting my little $25, $30, or $15, whatever.
And you didn't spend for 5 hours, probably.
Man, know, it was back in the day when you had the strobe light.
Ooh.
Leave that boy with a headache. You know, but even back then, like I saved up all my little money and I bought my first turntable with the help of my parents. My first 1200, which is the industry standard, from Service Merchandise Mart, downtown Detroit, on Griswold. Now that place been closed probably 30 years.
Okay, talk that.
So I'm talking about some real. That's where and I still got that turntable.
No,
and it still works.
you don't still use it today?
Yes,
do you?
I do.
What?
The turntable. If you see me in my house, I got my turntable set up because I use CDJs now because they lighter. But at home, when I want to get down, my turntable set up at home. I still had a turntable. It's still solid, and that's why that's the industry standard.
It's still industry standard. There you go.
Yep,
and if y'all hear him, he real DJ. He talking about industry standards and CDJs, and I don't know what the hell he talking about. I just know he's spinning. You feel me? CDJs, industry standard. The boy out here speaking his knowledge and still using equipment back from 9, 10 years old. So
yes,
let's fast forward a little bit, though. You know, through the hood parties and shout out. I know I have to be at least on a list of one of the first who paid. I remember my little cousin and her sweet 16, and we did a party. And I need DJ Kutz to come do the party for my little cousin.
DJ Kutz back then.
What was it? Oh, wait a minute.
I don't even remember it. No, you know what? I know at one point, me and Boone was the dominating two way back in the day. Way back in the day.
The dominating two?
Dominating two. I wrote it on the scratch mat, the slip mat.
The slip mat.
I had wrote on there very neatly, dominating two.
The dominating two.
Yep.
Boy, you going back.
But
slip mat two. Y'all see he's still throwing them out. Okay, keep going with it.
I was King Kutz, like King Kutz.
Yeah.
You know, so, and then I just dropped the King eventually and just went with Kutz.
Just went with Kutz.
But you know, high school, a lot of people just like Mike West. I
Right.
don't even think it was really hitting like Kutz yet. You know what I mean?
I'm willing to
But
say.
when I did the mixtapes,
Yes.
I was saying, literally promoting them as mix.
We was looking for him because, around them times, I don't know if Fingers was still going or.
It was like around that time. I mean, Fingers always been relevant. That's one of my guys. But because actually, speaking of Fingers, man, when I was 12 or so, DJ Fingers put me on and let me come spin at the dancery before at Van Dyke's when I was a kid. So, shout out to Fingers, man.
Shout out to Fingers, man.
Shout out Fingers.
We was looking for them mixtapes, man. I don't know what
it was.
It
was like DJ Assault was
DJ Assault. There you go.
Godfather had some.
Polo.
It was a lot of them guys. Like, you know what I'm saying. So I had my little mixtapes.
Yeah.
I remember one of the stores, like, he listened to it. We do the mixtapes on consignment, but he listened to it. He like, we'll take it, but it was funny. But then, like, I came back next week, the tapes was all gone.
They gone.
Like, oh man, I basically he underestimated the tape. So, but
and that's back now. You really speaking because you talking about going back to the Chantonique days,
Chantonique's,
Accessories Boutique or something like that. Time,
man. Yeah. What was it, 7 Days East or whatever?
Yeah.
Like, we had mixtapes everywhere we could put in the flea markets, anywhere, man. So, man, really, DJ Ugly was he was one of them guys who would, I got a shout out because he was letting me use his tape machine before I got one to duplicate my tapes.
Okay.
And he was putting out so many volumes. He was just hustling it so hard.
Right.
He like, man, I go out to Bill I'll make $500. I'd be like, what? You know what I'm saying? I was like, what? So I tried it. And
showed up.
I made $300-$400 like just walking the strip. Like, man, hey, I got these mixtapes. Put it in your car. You can listen to it. Come on. Like, you know what I'm saying? And I was hustling. You know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah.
And if y'all listening, when we saying mixtapes, if you really from Detroit and understand the music at that time, we're not talking about no knock on hip hop and rap and hip hop. I'm talking about
a tape with just songs on it. It was where basically a DJ, he sat in the lab and he DJ'd for an hour or two on him and recorded it basically. So he would scratch, he would mix, he would blend, he might talk over it. Those are what the original mixtapes was about. You know what I'm saying?
And I'm talking about techno.
We talking about the techno, the ghetto tech,
the
booty music.
Yeah,
that's basically what all my mixtapes were. Now you still had guys who did rap mixtapes or whatever, but all mine was kind of like on the booty tip. So
on the booty tip,
that's what we got, like booty mix or ghetto tech or techno. You know what I mean? It was a combination. Like we played a little bit of all that, but you know, from the research or from what I've heard, the techno kind of basically some of the origins definitely are from Detroit. So,
right.
You know, we definitely had to represent. We had to play the techno. You know what I'm saying? But it's always been a staple. You know, we can go back way history of that.
Please, man.
But no, that'd be too much, man.
No, I don't know.
I'm just saying, like my thing, like if you really think about the history of Motown BPM was up, BPM beat per minute, or the speed of the music was more of an up tempo, or you had slow ballads, but it was up tempo. So I think Detroit just, you know, kind of went from there because that's what Motown was about. And it was probably just that history of techno and all of that. Just follow behind music that was faster pace anyway. So, you know. Now
we may find a good 20-minute set, you know, in a party these days where you still get some of that. But what make you think that some of that died down so much, man?
I think just. I mean, you know, it's always going to change. You know, I think it's actually coming back a little bit, more than it had. Like I wasn't playing any like music like that at parties, especially like the younger ones. But now I'm getting guys who like you still coming to the club and like we jitting.
We jitting.
You know what I'm saying? And you got some techno, you got some jit music. You know what I'm saying? They be like,
they requesting it.
You know what I'm saying? So. Like that's where I want to be. You know what I mean? So you know, as a DJ, you always want to play something. You don't have like you in a club. You get a resident every week. You know, you kind of end up you get into a zone where you kind of feel like you playing the same stuff every week or the same type of style every week. So if you able to step outside that box, like that's a good thing for a DJ because they get into another. You know what I mean? They can get to another mode that they didn't get to, you know, for the last 5, 6, 7 weeks because they didn't feel like the people was there for it. And it don't have to be techno. It could be old school. Like I might be in a young spot and then some older folks come there and I can play a little bit of old school rap or old school R&B or whatever. So, you know, it's just fun when you can just play a little bit of everything.
Well, I think it speaks to your range too, right?
Yeah,
knowing the music, being able to read your audience and be able to go from one place early in the night to a whole other place and kind of like walk it through it the whole night,
it's a science. There's definitely a science to it. You know, no matter what type of DJ you are, it's a science to it, and you know what I mean. It's not just we up there, just randomly playing. I mean, we kind of are, but at the same time, we know good DJs are working the crowd if you in that type of situation. So that's why we get a little pissed off when people come and party at 12:30, 1 o'clock.
They don't know.
And they want to request a song you ain't been here. You don't even know what I played.
You don't even know what's going on.
So just, don't even do that. That's not cool, you know.
So let's kind of go back then because, you know, you were speaking to a high school and 6 years old, 9 years old and working on that skill. When do you feel like you really kind of perfected the art of that, or reading your audience now? Because I know from high school, you jumped to Michigan State, right? And you pretty much became a resident DJ up there, right?
Yeah, so State was, you know, I would say Michigan State was where I was really getting, I felt like it was becoming more than just, you know, fun. I mean, I never felt like I was terrible or anything, and I knew I could do parties, you know what I mean? I never thought it would go this far, you know, I thought maybe it'd die down probably, you know, just normal thinking, but Michigan State was kind of like a phase where that just took off into another level. And I was doing like almost all of the parties up there between me, the Butcher was another DJ Crazy Kaz. Really, it was only about 4 or 5 of us. DJ Slowpoke, and really, you know, we all had different styles. I was bringing that Detroit flavor, that techno, and you know what I'm saying. Slowpoke, he was like a hip hop, you know, head, like underground hip hop type. You know what I mean? So we all had our different flavors, but we all could rock parties. You know what I'm saying? So up at State, like it was like my Black Caucus in my dorm, you know, my second semester, I believe it was, they gave me a shot at doing our Black Caucus party. And now these Black Caucus parties be off the hook, you know what I'm saying? So it was a big thing, like for me to get the shot for it, because it was some other DJs up there.
Could have got that shot.
Could have got it. Like, you know, like I say, Crazy Kaz was the man. You know what I mean? He had a record out. Butcher had a record out before, you know what I'm saying? So I was just a young new guy. You know what I mean? These guys was groomed. They in the game. They for real in the game. So, you know, I did that party. It was off the hook. You know, and it just like everything just went from there. I actually stopped doing the mixtapes kind of around that time. I went to Michigan State, so I stuck with it for a hot second, but you know, then that mixtape thing fell off a little bit. But I was doing a whole lot of parties at Michigan State, like every weekend almost. You know what I'm saying? So that was just like a whole nother phase. And then we had some very big events up there where, you know, my homecomings was like 5,000 people up there. So, you know what I mean? So, Fake the Funks, all them type of things. You know, 5, 6, 7,000 people coming to those events. So, you know, people, you know, it's like people know me in different phases of life. You know, I always can tell by like what they call me sometimes. Like, you know me. But you might call me Kutz now just because, you know, out of convenience. But, you know what I'm saying? You know, some dudes like West, Mike West, Stanley. I mean, you know, I just you can know tell where they probably know me from. Like somebody calling me Mike West, they probably from high school. You know what I'm saying? Like somebody saying Kutz, they probably just from the DJ scene, just in general. So they really, you know what I mean? I've had people been knowing me 5 years and be like, man, what is your real name? It'd be funny like that, but it's cool, you know what I mean?
It's that work out here, though, man. So that's what's up. I'm sorry, go ahead.
I was just going to say, at the state, man, you know, you graduate and you start to move on in life, but then it's like now you go into a phase of, you know, I was doing my own cabarets, my own parties. You was doing parties. You know, guys like you, Al Wilson. We've been doing parties since, you know, 90s and stuff. So doing my own stuff. Other people, you know, cabarets was still hot, real hot back then. Not just, you know what I mean, now Michigan and Larkin and just like 2 spots that's hot. But back then you could go.
It was the cabaret scene,
you know what I mean?
Every weekend.
So the cabaret scene got hot for a minute. And DJ Emmett put me in the club. You know, he couldn't do Studio 51, so I kind of started doing Studio 51, and then like I started transitioning from like cabaret style to
understanding the
club
scene.
You know what I mean, in the club scene. So you know, and I guess I got to mention I used to DJ at was it Chocolate City? So I did
on Woodward, right?
I think it was on Conant, I believe. I forgot what it's called now. But it's still open, different name. Well, I think it's still open. But did that scene, you know what I mean, the gentleman club scene too. You know, then ended up in the club. So then
that Chocolate City.
That kind of Chocolate City. But then as you getting older, the folks that are around you getting older. So then, you know, you're getting a lot of weddings and birthday parties and, you know, then they corporate people, so they hire you for corporate events and stuff like that. So, you know, I've been blessed enough to get a variety of gigs, so it helps sharpen, you know what I mean, your skill set. That way you kind of do have a broad thing, you know, so whoever get in front of you kind of should be, not should be, but, you know, you can play for it because, you know, you've been around different scenes. So, because, you know, I tell younger DJs that too, it's like, you know, you could be hot as ever in downtown club, and you go to a local bar, and it's the same thing you was doing down there don't work.
It's not gonna work over there.
You know what I'm saying? It's just you got to learn different crowds. Cabarets are different. You know what I'm saying? Like when I go out of town, I play different. So you know, you just you learn it as you go. Hopefully, you taking mental notes, even if you don't know you're doing it. Like of what's hot, what's not. How do you work? You know, different people. Research different areas if you're going to play out of town. Like, you know, what are they into? What's hot records down there? I was in Memphis last year, and they played a record in there. It's an old school, I'm talking about like 80s record. I can't think of the name of it right now. But the whole club went nuts, and I'm like, thinking like, dang, is this new one? Somebody remade it? Like, I could tell it was old school. But I'm like, I'm waiting on the new beat to drop. You know what I'm saying? Because I can hear this like some Dana Dane, Rick, you know, Slick Rick type beat. You know what I'm saying? I can't think of the name. I wish I knew the name of it. Because, well, you probably wouldn't know, but some of the Memphis people know. So anyway, I remember that song, and I was DJing out in Colorado. There was some ladies from Memphis there, and they was, you know, 35 plus or whatever. And man, I played that song, man.
It went crazy.
Got on top of the tables and everything. But so you know what I mean? Like I say, you just learn it. Even though I wasn't DJing, I listened to another DJ play something hot somewhere else. You know what I mean? You got to be like, okay, like this, man, I need to figure this out because if I ever do something with somebody from Memphis, if I throw this out there, they might go crazy.
And you was
know
just
what I'm saying?
recently in DC or something too, right?
Yeah, I did. Let me see. I just got back from Mexico doing the wedding out there about a week or two ago. But yeah, I did a Detroit thing, and I did a couple events in DC.
Detroit to Dallas deal.
I did the Dallas joint.
So let me ask you this then, and I don't know if you've had this question before, and you kind of really explain it's over time that you kind of perfect that craft. But do you remember? I guess, and I think I asked you, when you know you had it, like this is it, like this is went from fun and games, you know, me just being in the hood. Yeah, I'm at school, but like I got it, and I know I can do this. You know what I mean?
I mean, I guess when you do get the calls often, and you hear other people saying your name and stuff, like I think you do in your mind, you say you got it. If you're a guy like me, you kind of humble. Like I say, I never really feel like I'm just all that. And I think that's just me. I feel like it's always somebody better.
There you go.
So
keep you grinding.
You know what I mean? Keep you grounded, especially like when you travel, man. Like I like to go listen to other DJs and see what they doing. And man, I'm telling you, like I come back home sometimes I say, man, I had to pull out all my bag and trip. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like the ski trip down in Tennessee. You know, man, he got some of the hottest DJs. DJ Tay Rock, he does the whole event. But he got some of the hottest DJs across
America.
US.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, so I ain't, the top, like being somewhere and everybody under you. You know, these guys can bring just as much heat, if not more. So,
Right.
So you got to be like, oh man, like.
But you've been recognized in publications all over the country too, with your work and everything,
for sure,
man.
for sure.
Yeah, you there?
I'm saying, but I'm just saying about but being humble, though, like you always, man. Like I said, I feel like you always got to be humble, no matter what it is that you do, because again, somebody always
behind you. I feel
somebody up and coming behind you.
Yeah.
Somebody's in front of you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You can't compare yourself to them. Like
boy, Jay always talk about what the kid sitting on the table with his Fruit Loops eating the cereal and he writing rhymes. You know?
Right? Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, like that's why I try to be humble. I'm sure I may have rubbed somebody the wrong way. I mean, everybody does, but
right.
Overall, I try to be humble about anything, pertaining to. And keep it real and be transparent about that type of stuff. But, like I said, I don't remember like the moment I just felt like, I got it, but I do feel like I can give you a good product.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna never tell you I'm the best person ever to do it.
Yeah.
But I know I can give you a quality, professional, good product.
That's what's
I'm
up.
gonna make you
I can appreciate
you know what I mean?
that,
That's
my
how,
brother.
like
I
you're
appreciate that.
skeptical about me being able to make you move and you put the crowd in front of me.
Yeah.
I'm be like, no, I can make the people move.
I gonna make those people
I
move.
can make them move.
That's what's up.
Right,
That's what's up.
So,
That's what's up. Just going back, and then we're gonna move forward on it. Which was probably the most highest selling mixtape you had back then? Do you remember how much money you made on one of them volume tapes, man?
I have no idea, to be honest, man, because it was. Now I wish I was keeping track because as
soon as you get it, you blowing it.
No, it wasn't even that I was blowing it because I've never been super terrible with money. But,
okay.
But I do look back like, man, I was making a lot of money at the age I didn't have a lot of bills.
Yeah.
And it could have been going
to
savings and da-da-da-da. You know what I mean? Don't get me wrong. I always have invested back, like meaning equipment.
Right.
And in myself in terms of like DJing. But I just think back like, man, I was even doing pictures. My dad gave me some backdrops. So I had my boy Damon. We linked up. I would be DJing and he doing pictures. Man, we would make $2,000-$3,000 like
easy
in college in a night. Like,
right.
You know what I'm saying? I remember I bought 2 Al sound coats when they first came. When they were like $900, just because I was banging.
Right.
You know? So yes, I did blow some money.
Yeah, ain't nothing wrong with that. Hell, I remember the Mero back in high school.
Man, so I bought my own. See, I would go back to like my mentality too. So I bought my own first car. I had a Camaro, like that's what we're talking about.
That's right.
And
what year was
I don't
that?
even know if you knew it, but as soon as I turned 16, I was working at McDonald's at 15, and I saved all my checks up, and I wanted a car. As soon as I turned 16, I had a permit a whole year, but when I turned 16, I bought my own car.
Ooh.
Like, so, you know what I mean? And then, again, I ain't brag to you. You know, you was like, guy, we grew up together. I wasn't bragging about that.
Right.
But that's what happened. Like, you know what I'm saying? But that's my mentality.
That's
like,
what's up.
Save my money to do what I wanted to do. You know, if it's something I wanted to do, then make a way to do it.
There you go.
What I'm saying? So, that's just been me all the time.
Well, that's what's up. And I think that's fast forward. And the reason why I try to take my time with that on this show is because I believe people need to hear, you know, this finished product didn't come from nothing.
Oh, no.
You see what I mean? You got to really go back there. You know, that's Mac Van Dyke really, you know, putting that work in, you know what I'm saying? And like I said, those skills, so now we can understand how it's a huge investment for you to work with the kids now. And going back to you and Rick and Linda, right? Mm-hmm. And how would a kid, if they want to learn the process and get into it, what do they got to do to come get into the men?
Really just contact one of us via Facebook, Instagram, the phone number, know somebody.
Yeah.
It's simple. We not, you know what I'm saying? I've never been think I'm there where I'm untouchable. I don't have a booking agent. You call my phone directly.
That's right.
Mostly everybody got the number. The number ain't changed in almost 20 years or so. So they can just call me. Call me directly. Like, you know, I don't even have an 800 number. Like, it ain't that serious.
So let me ask you this then. Understanding all your skills, understand you've been able to perfect that craft and you've been able to go all over the world with this, man. It's really done changed your life, right? Why Detroit? Why stay here? Why put that investment back here in the city? What has kept you really here and going when I'm sure you've gotten offers or to go any and everywhere?
Well, I think home is home, number one. But even what I went to school for medicine. But since I was a kid, I always wanted to like help others, I guess, in some type of way.
There you go.
But
and where did that come from? Was that moms too?
Man, you know, moms and pops. I think, you know, we can go back to that. Like, mom and pops was, you know, pillars in the community. I feel like they were pillars in the community. I mean, I know you did, but you know, I remember my dad had baseball teams. He would go grab all these kids and, you know, have
play up at the school,
team.
man.
Yeah, you know, it was West Best. He had a party stuff. I'm talking about a real long time ago. But so I do think it came from my parents.
Okay.
You know, even some of the old school drug dealers from the hood, now they, you know, they just regular guys now. Or they might still be in the game. But
you don't know.
You know what I'm saying? But they respected, you probably got to wave our hands.
Okay, come on, we lost it.
No, it's a little sensitive.
Okay. Y'all know it's the budget. We working it out, baby.
Oh, no,
we
working it out. But they were, you know, to this day, like, I run into some of them. They like, man, your mother did this for me. Your dad used to do this. Or da-da-da. So I think it just it probably came from that, as well as like as I got older and worked with kids and stuff like that. Did some coaching and all that, like working at the rec centers. Now I've been at a point where I've seen the 19, 20-year-old come back around and be like, he might say something like, I always use this example. I remember a couple of the guys used to hoop for me, just like, man, Mike, you remember when you bought us pizza? We was hungry in the month. You know what I mean? And I'm just like, honestly, I don't remember that. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But
that's what's up.
You know, maybe dude ain't in a couple days.
Right.
I don't really know.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But just the relationship, even I still got with those guys, where they kind of like respected me as, and I hate to say OG. I feel like
we there now. We there now. We there.
Like, you know what I mean? But they kind of looking at you like, I guess that's their way of saying OG is you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But so when I started really seeing that, like, I really was like, man, dang, you don't even realize how much of an impact you have on somebody's life just by being around them and being somebody who's positive, and you're not a person who chose to sell dope and do wrong things. I'm not knocking those people, because some people may believe that's the only way they had.
Right.
I'm like, that's cool, man.
Right.
Do your thing, man. Like, you know. But, you know,
that's not what you was looking to do.
That wasn't what you know what I mean?
Right.
I had choices in the hood. We all had.
That's right.
You know, I was fortunate enough to make it out without suffering any of the major consequences from growing up in the hood like we did. So,
when you seen them come and go, man.
Yeah. You already know it. So, I enjoy like giving back, and hopefully I'm able to impact or anybody that I associate with. I mean, hopefully I'm able to impact somebody, whether I know it or not. Maybe they took something I said or something they seen me do, and it may have affected them, or maybe they don't have a father figure in their life and they just been hanging around. Because I've noticed that too about being around this center. It's like I have kids coming here and he irritating, but he just lingering around. Man, get away from me. You know what I mean? But
he need that.
Yep. So you got to think of the other side of that. Yep. He's crying for attention because he ain't getting it from somewhere else. So he may be irritating you. You know, and typically I'm just, all right, whatever. Just deal with him. You know what I'm saying? But you just never know how somebody's expressing what they're missing to you from home.
Right.
So you could be a person like again, when you get kids or teenagers and they really just trying to be around you and all that, don't be so quick to judge them and blow them up, because they probably like. That's why guys, you hear them talk about their coaches all the time.
Yep.
That's their father figure.
That's their father figure.
You know what I'm saying? Like they probably was missing that, man. Yep. My coach used to tell me, my coach.
Yeah.
He ain't saying nothing about daddy.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right. He ain't said not a word about daddy.
He ain't said nothing about daddy. You know what I mean? But he'd talk all day about his coach. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So you just never know whatever aspect you are in life, and you dealing with kids. In my perspective, like you got to be careful, like what you say and do around them, and try to be, positive influence, positive example on them. I mean, nowadays you kind of got to stoop down to their level. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
Because you got to draw their attention first.
But
they got to feel like you cool enough for them to be around, or you cool enough for them to open up to and talk to.
That trust, that respect.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So sometimes you have to I don't want to say dumb it down because they're not dumb, but you have to stoop down a little bit, and you may have to use some cuss words. You may have to boss up.
But as you're talking about it, but I'm hearing you, and I hear that same passion that I heard from you with the DJing, and it's really that's that same sound like pathway of perfecting that to work with them kids that you use to perfecting your skills. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It can be you working on it. Take time and measure. And I don't know as folks are listening and watching to this, what you're speaking of is your time working for the city of Detroit and working in the rec centers and doing that outside of the DJ work that you're doing, man. So I appreciate that, man. And if ain't nobody said that, we salute you. And that's what this show is about, is truly celebrating folks who do that.
I got to start my live video. I wasn't even thinking, man. I should have been on Facebook.
That's all right, man. But that's what it's about, is saluting you in that work, because I don't know if it gets said. I don't know if it really gets.
It's gonna work, but we're gonna make it work.
We're gonna make it work. That promotion of those, so we can keep this talent, right?
Right.
We got to keep them here and keep that focus. So, like you say, you'll be able to put that investment into the next generation coming around, man. Yeah. And not only that, whoever may hear this, it may not be a child. It could be an adult that just needed to hear that, and how they gonna be able to work through getting whatever they passion together. They take that work, and it don't come from just this finished product that you all see right now, man. It go back. True. So we appreciate that, man. If it hasn't been said, we salute you, my brother. You know what I mean?
You always been in my corner, man.
Always, man.
Hey, we bump heads when we was little,
a little bit.
But it was always good.
It's always good, man.
Always good.
It's always good. Well, you had mentioned, again, we understand time. Two things that I wanted to make sure we touched on before we get out of here is just the scene and other DJs. I mean, you saluted a lot of them since we've been on this. But those who are also putting that work out there, man. Shout them out, man. Who else been putting it in the city for a long time? Still putting that work in. You know what I mean?
Said that, man. I don't want to forget nobody.
Yeah.
Man. It's so many DJs who actually out here, man, that's doing a lot of stuff. I mean, old and new.
Old and new, good.
I mean, I could go on and on about the old school DJs, because these guys that I respected, the Fingers, the Zaps, the Rick Hines, Tyrone Bradley, the Rock. I mean, I could just keep naming the name guys that's about my age who came up around me. You know what I'm saying? Guys who I know just putting in a lot of work to to perfect their craft. DJ Rio, Larry Loves. These popular
Come
guys
on.
as well in their scenes, but
Right.
you know what I'm saying? They might not be known on my scene like
Right,
that.
right,
You know
right,
what I'm
right,
saying? But
right.
it's like that, you know.
Yeah.
But these guys I respect in the game because you know they perfecting their skill set and all that. Some of the new guys like BJ, man, he took the game
DJ
to
BJ.
he took the game to a different level of advertising and
Right.
product sales and
There you
things
go.
of that nature. Man, stuff really, and not to take away from that guy because he never got anything from me in terms of,
Right.
you know, I didn't give him any knowledge to do what he's doing. But I'm
Right.
saying like, man, it's just amazing that I was a little too early on product. I remember I had my DJ Kutz shirts. And
Okay.
but it was before the gram and all that.
Right.
So I had some of the same ideas, but I just was a little too early.
Too early, okay.
A little too early on some of the stuff. And
Yeah.
I'm not taking away from them guys.
For nobody else. No, that's what up.
But, you know, Slick B coming up in the scene real hard, man. Even not the DJ, but like Stewie.
Okay.
He doing this thing, man. I mean, it's too many guys.
No, but I appreciate that, man,
Then
because
you got DJ Johnny Storm, the conglomerate DJs.
they out here.
On and on and on.
They out here, man.
You know
We
what
got
I'm saying? Like that's why I say I don't even want to get into
I
names.
feel you.
Then I just keep thinking of people I need
That's
to be
right.
shouting out, like, you know.
Well, as they come, you shout them out. Shout them out.
You know what I'm saying?
Definitely don't forget DJ Don, baby. You know what I mean?
Yeah, so.
Well, that's what brings us to this part of the show too. Is more like current events, and I think we'd be remiss if we didn't talk about just the state of promotion, restaurants, bars, and inclusion, all that in the city of Detroit, man. And what you've been noticing for DJs and work and all that, you know, how has that been within the last 5 years or whatever?
I mean,
in the city?
it's tough. It's tough for a number of reasons. I think social media was it's one of the greatest things out, and it's one of the worst things out as
Okay.
well. You know what I mean? You see it whether we could be talking about entertainment and things or not. You know, people are selling their soul to be somebody on
You better believe they are
on social media.
on the ground,
And,
Snapchat.
you know, but it made it tougher in the entertainment business because, you know, people can, on social media, you can be somebody who you really not.
Okay.
You can portray that you have a skill set that maybe you really don't.
Right.
Or you got money that you really don't
That you really
have.
ain't got, baby.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So people are just our society, and nothing wrong with it. It is what it is, and people have made it off of it. But
Right.
so now you're taking where back in the day when we were coming up, you had to, you know, carry crates of records, and you know, couldn't nobody see you practicing and doing all that type of stuff and all
Yeah.
that. So now, you know, again, but that's one of the great things about social media is that it's a platform for you to showcase yourself to
Right.
as many people as possible.
Right.
You know, limitless possibilities or
Right.
whatever. But it's made the game tougher because now you got people who see it, and just like we did back in the day, but it just wasn't as accessible.
It wasn't accessible,
But now
right.
you got people who see it on social media, so they do it.
Yeah.
Just like that.
And they
So,
become instant famous
you could
DJ.
be either instant famous
Yeah.
or people mess with you because you're popular, maybe because of the way you dress.
Right.
Not because you're so skillful DJ.
Yeah, right,
But I dress
right,
nice. You
right,
know what I mean? Or
right.
I got, you know, I'm on here holding money and I'm doing that. You know, it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? Not knocking it. Because
Right.
if you're making it off
If
of
you're
you
making
make it,
off of that,
that's good. But
Right.
it just only made the scene tougher because, like I say, the competition is growing. Not just because somebody's skillful, but for other reasons. Same thing with the promoters. Like now, you know, back in the day, you had to be personable. You had
Yep.
to go out with a flyer. You had to say, "Hey,
Oh yes, I did.
hey, oh yeah,
That's right.
You, or, you
That's
know what I'm
right.
saying? Hey
That's
man,
right.
what's up,
Yeah.
man? You my guy. Like there you
Yes.
go. But man, why don't you fall through?
Yep.
If it was the ladies, you had to get them a flyer.
That's
and You had
right.
to go buy them some drinks.
That's right.
You know what
That's
I'm saying?
right. All
so,
that.
now you got a lot of promoters.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? It's just the game has changed in those different ways. So now that's why you see so many people trying to come up with all these gimmicky, you know, things to
bring people in.
to bring
Yeah.
people in because it's tougher and tougher to bring
Right.
people in. It's not knock to them because they have to.
Do
Because
you-
now you got a whole bunch of promoters on the party because you got to pack this place
gotta
out.
pack
And
the
you
place.
can't do it like we did. I used to
Yeah.
do cabarets by myself. You
Yep.
did parties
Yep.
by yourself.
Yep.
We get 300 to 500 people
On your
one
name. Yep.
and we wasn't even top notch
Yeah.
people. You know, what I'm
No
saying?
social media.
Yeah, you know, with no social
media.
media.
Yeah.
So, you know,
Yeah.
the game just done changed in
Yeah.
terms of that, where, like I say, it's made it more difficult for the guys. And
That and hell, I remember the spots on Broadway or like you say, Studio 51 still around there, but remember River Rock and all those places,
all
man.
those places, man.
Yeah, it don't seem like they're there for us anymore or the DJs or whatnot. But
man, I think just a game changed. Whereas, like I said, the club scene itself has changed. I was telling somebody the other day in my office, like we went to the clubs. 80% of the people left drenched in sweat.
yes,
We danced.
yes, we did.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, if you couldn't dance, you wasn't nobody.
You wasn't nobody.
Like,
You wasn't doing nothing.
If you couldn't dance, you ain't had no girls.
Yeah.
The only other way you get girls is if you really had that mouthpiece.
Yes,
you
sir.
could really talk.
Yes, sir.
Aside from that,
You was on that floor.
dance,
That's right.
or you had a really good mouthpiece. If you
Yeah.
ain't had one of them, you was
Yeah.
terrible. You was
Yeah.
lame.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So
Now they just stand around.
yeah, now it's like the game changed where,
Yeah.
you know, the guys can stand around, they can pop a bottle, and girls attracted to that.
Yeah.
And it's just totally different.
It's different. That's true.
The bottle popping changed a lot of the scenery around. That really flipped up how the club functions.
The whole
because
function.
you know what I'm saying? From a business perspective,
Right.
the club owner and all of that now is focused around making the most money because, you know what I mean, where it wasn't. It wasn't.
It goes back to that
like-
social media too. It's the image of it all, man.
Yeah,
Which was
yeah.
the image back then too, but you know.
Yeah, it just wasn't nothing to show it and say it. So
Right.
now, like the image of you popping a bottle, like I could go to the bar and I mean, we've done it. We spent
Yes.
$200-$300
Yes.
or better.
Yes.
We could have popped a bottle, but that
Yes.
just ain't. I don't need the limelight like
Right.
that, you know.
Right.
So much, and not knocking the guys who do that, but
Right.
you know, the game just
It's just
changed.
different. It's
It's a
different.
different thing. So. You know, like I said, I think it's a little tougher now than what it used to be because, well, in some aspects, to be like a really good DJ and get hired or to be a really good promoter,
Stay
and,
booked.
and stay doing good events, I think it's become more difficult because you got more competition. However, the legwork part of it, like what you had to do,
Right.
is different. So I think old school guys might say it was harder back then because they had to, like I said, you had to go be personable,
Right. Right.
and do different things. Now, if I was just popular, you know, just whatever it is I do, I'm popular.
That
I
leg
could
work
kinda,
different. Yeah.
the leg work is different.
Yeah.
Like I could post something and people might come to it just because they see it,
Right.
or I could really sit behind my computer
Ooh.
and comment a whole lot all day,
Man,
every day, and
I
you're social
wish.
media popular. So
I wish.
you know, for some women, they can go in there and wear some revealing clothing.
That's
and
right.
How they
Be in
try,
there.
yeah, I mean they in there, and you know, nothing against it.
Do it how you
It's
do
just
it.
real. Do it how you do
Do
it,
it how
you know
you
what
do
I'm
it.
saying?
I remember actually, like you say, you had to build those relationships.
Yeah.
And when you was passing out that flyer, you was passing out that flyer.
Hey,
You know what I
talk to
mean?
'em.
You
Like,
talking
you
to
wasn't
that
just-
person.
yeah.
You come and see me. You know what I mean? I got you. You a drink and all.
Because man, the
It's
people
different.
that came to our parties, we knew
Yeah.
90% of them.
Yes.
You know
Yes.
what I'm saying? Like it wasn't like now you be on social media, people could comment on your stuff all day, every day,
Right.
see you in the club and walk right by you.
And gone. And gone. You don't even know
won't
who it is.
Yeah,
You don't even know
what
who
I'm
it is.
saying? So I think social media is opposite of what it really is. Like it's the most unsocial thing out there, in my opinion. Like, but it's called social media.
It's called social
You know what
media.
I'm saying? But
Well, we're going to try to bring it to a close. This is my last question to you is, and every guest get this opportunity. You know, we're talking about the city. We're talking about the growth. We're talking about the talent. But this is your chance where I feel like all of us deserve our opportunity to speak of the state of the city. Give us your state of the city address.
State of the
Where
city.
where are we at now? Where are we at good? Where are we at bad? In your opinion, where we could be doing better? You know,
Man.
what you're noticing. And I think you got an interesting perspective, though, because you talk about you're able to work with the youth and you got the entertainment scene, you know, all that. How does
So-
that play a part?
entertainment wise, I think the city is, well, Detroit, number one, let's go back a little bit because Detroit is one of the most segregated cities, if not the
That's
most
right.
segregated city in Michigan, if I'm
That's
not
right.
mistaken. So already we are, you know,
That's budget again, y'all. Don't worry about it. We good. Come on.
we have already traditionally been, you know, separated. Like whether it's parties, whether if you ever notice, you can go somewhere else, Vegas or you know
Right.
some of the places, and you can go to parties that are big mixed crowds.
Big mixed crowds, yeah.
Here,
You're not getting it.
no,
No.
not at all. Like you can go like rooftop. I can use rooftop.
Yeah.
350 Terrace. We start next.
We're going to get to that. We get to that. There you go. We get to it.
So Friday night, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? We got a urban crowd, but
Right.
you know, it's about, you can get 20-25% other.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You go to that same spot on Saturday and it's more of an Arab. I hope I'm not disrespecting anybody, but
No,
I believe it's like more of an Arab population that's up there, and it's like 90% of them,
right,
and sprinkle it to everybody else,
right.
So, but I'm only saying that, using that as an example, is that Detroit is just still very segregated. We don't go through racial problems as much as other places, but we are very
segregated. We got our pockets.
Yeah. So, but the overall, well, we could talk about downtown in certain areas. So, on one end, Detroit is coming up. Obviously, like we got some money flowing in, we got new people coming in or whatever. However, then you got to talk about gentrification.
That's right.
You know what I'm
That's
saying?
right.
So somebody is going to get treated unfair, and that's what gentrification is. Not necessarily a black term, although if we stay in the predominantly black or the poor or the low, low class here, then you are talking about black. That's right. Talk about gentrification here. But the term gentrification is just simply that, you're taking an area that's run down or low or poverty or whatever, you moving everything out and
bringing in this new,
bringing a new thing. Like, again, the problem with gentrification is somebody gonna get
somebody losing,
somebody's gonna lose.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying. So there is a lot of that. But it's a choice. Like, if you really, people can be super pro black and go a different route and be like, man, that's wrong. This is that, whatever. But then you got to look at the other side. So would you like the city to stay in the state that it was as well?
Right.
You know what I mean? Right. So it's like
that
most of us have been here. It's like a catch-22. Like which side you kind of almost want to be on.
Right.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, yes, we for our people and all of that.
But however, I do want to see some growth.
We want to see growth in the city as well. So you know what I mean. So Detroit is definitely going through that. Like even our old hood. Man, it was a good hood when we was kids. And, when our parents bought that stuff, that was a good hood. Bang, it was good.
That's right.
It fell off. Hard.
Tough, baby.
Went from a good hood when we was real little to the hood. Hood, like, what I'm saying? Like survival type mode.
Yeah.
And now they putting,
it's so much money being
so much money back into that. Man, my mother house jumped about 60-70 grand in less than a year. So you know what I'm saying?
Like, give you an idea of what's going on.
Exactly. Yeah, so I told her, like, hold on to it, because in about 2-3 years it's gonna jump probably 2.
Yep.
But so that's in Detroit is like the growth is there. However, people will be displaced.
Yep.
And
it's that push pull you see.
Yeah. So I guess I'm all for it overall, because we were very bad in a lot of areas. So I'm for the new developments and things of that nature, although I do have, because of what I do, and I know probably some of these kids and their parents who are being displaced are close to me, you know what I mean? Just for me doing things what I do, in the community or whatever. So,
you want to see them win too.
I wish they come up with more programs. Like I had this discussion a couple years ago, is that I wish they had more programs to help, for example, women who stuck in the system. I ain't gonna even say, yes, we got people abusing the system. Don't get me wrong. However, there's some people stuck in the system too.
Yeah.
So I wish there were more programs that were, could get these people out. They really wanted to get out of.
Really be a resource for the gear to get them out of that.
Yeah, resourceful or boot the ones who
taking advantage
of. I'm setting you up with this.
Right.
To still get up out of this.
Right.
The system. But
give them the tools. Give them the resources where they can get out of it, and hopefully they take advantage. of it.
So
I can see that.
Wish we had more of that type of stuff. And people taking advantage of it as well, because they have to also look in that mirror and say, am I really giving 100% myself to move on?
Self accountability.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm with you.
So I don't like I don't like excuses. However, people use them all the time.
Right.
But I don't feel like we live in a society right now, especially in Detroit, where everything is white and black. like
Right.
you can't make moves because you're black.
Right.
No, that's an excuse. In 2019, that's an excuse.
Okay.
Now, I'm not saying that you won't run into
some issues
that deal with race.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying that you won't get fired from a corporate job because you're the only black guy who worked for GM and this office.
Right. No, I get you.
I'm not saying that you,
but it's still other opportunities out there for you to get it.
It's not like there's no blacks working GM.
Right.
Period.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? There's opportunities for people. If you want it, you can go get it. And
well, hopefully we're able to take advantage of that, and I can appreciate that, man, because I don't know, Mr. Oh Yeah Detroit. That's what this is about.
Oh
man.
yeah,
that's me, man. I want to see all of us win, and I want us to be able to always celebrate that, man.
And that's just really, I don't know if anybody else have done, but I'm sure they have. But you gotta celebrate yourself, man, because actually putting this platform together allows. Not only to celebrate who you have on the show, but some people may not even know some of the things that they do aside from just entertainment things.
That's right.
Or I know you have some people on here to do some other types of mentoring, things of that nature. Jimmy Smith and them, and all that, the Midnight Golf program.
Yes.
I mean, it's a whole bunch of stuff, and people are doing it, and
they putting the work in.
But you might not know it.
You don't know.
Platforms like this allow people to see it.
And that's what we're looking to do,
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, big ups to you.
Man, I appreciate it.
Congratulations to you because
you're
creating something that, there's definitely a gap that, and you provide, you're filling it.
Yes.
And it's a positive gap where you.
And we want it,
man.
man.
You're trying to get
we
people
want
where
it.
they
And if you know of somebody that you feel needs that shout out or deserve it based on the work that you've seen in your neighborhood, your community, man, please don't hesitate to email us, ohyeahdetroit313@gmail.com. Or you can catch me on those social media platforms too, Mr. Oh Yeah Detroit. Please shout yours out too, man. And please let us know what you got going on right now, what we need to be looking for. I know you said 350 Terrace. We know we got the International DJ trade show coming up, right?
Yep, we got a trade. Okay, so first I know the social media, Instagram and Twitter is DJ Kutz 313. That's DJ KUTZ 313 on Instagram and Twitter. Facebook is Mike, like middle name DJ Kutz, last name West on social media platforms. Also, you can pretty much that's what I promote on my pages is what I have going on. I don't try to get too personal on my pages or whatever. You get in trouble for that. You know what I mean? Like making opinions, people be mad at you.
Yes.
So I try to stray away from that. But anyway, what we got coming up like ASAP. So this Saturday, my man Al, he owns the International, what is he calling it? International
Banquet Center.
International Banquet Center. It's right on Woodward in Claremont, I believe.
Yep, I believe it's Claremont.
I think that's Claremont. But we got the first annual, well, it might be more than annual, but we're going to say first annual DJ Trade Show this Saturday there from, I believe, 12 to 5. I think I have on there maybe 1 to 5. Either way, we'll let you in the door. But basically what we're doing is like we allowing everybody come on out. But for DJs who got equipment sitting in the basement or equipment that they want to get rid of, they want to trade, they want to sell, we're just trying to create a marketplace. And other vendors are welcome too. It doesn't have to just be DJ equipment. If somebody want to come sell their shirts,
okay,
hey, get you a booth, sell your shirts.
There you go.
You know what I'm saying? So we just creating a little marketplace of our own, thrown by us though.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We've been to marketplace type situations,
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Like Gibraltar. Do some stuff, you
Yep.
know what I mean? Like show place or whatever, do different events, but this is us. You know what I'm saying? Like just the local people, the faces you see all the time just coming out and they getting rid of their gear.
I love it.
You can bargain with them, you can trade with them, you can call them, you can hire them for something. Whatever you get out of it, you get out of it. We're gonna have some DJs, spinning. You're gonna be doing some couple of lessons here and there in the corner. You know what I mean? Just a little bit of everything. We got food, man. Al Boogie gonna be Al Wilson gonna be in the kitchen.
In the kitchen, baby. Shout out Al.
I don't know if he's
Al's
gonna do
kitchen.
nothing. I don't know if he's gonna do nothing gourmet for
Oh
us,
my God!
You know what I'm saying? But Al do be posting.
Listen, the boy go hard with the food. Trust me, he can go hard.
But but probably be like some basic food though.
Okay.
I'm sure it'd be still good, but we might not get gourmet Al kitchen.
We'll get something. We'll talk to him. We'll work it out. We'll work it out.
Some food, some light drinks. You know, just
come check us out.
Come check us out.
Okay.
You can also check me out. I'm at Opium on Saturdays as well. You know, I'm a resident at Opium on Saturdays.
Yeah.
Come get it in the hood. You know what I mean? It's safe, but
there you go.
Come get it in.
Yeah.
You can check me out at Blues Cafe on Sundays. On the east side, grown, but we get you in, we party, you know, me and DJ Fingers. You probably talking about 300-400 people in that joint, day party, man.
Right.
So, Sweet Soul Bistro on Tuesdays.
On Tuesdays.
Got to represent for the West Side.
That's right.
I'm all over, man. East, West, I go back and forth. But,
yeah.
And then next Friday, we start back up with the Skip Fridays, man. The best party in the city, I'll just have you say.
Bingo. There you go. 350 Terrace.
350 Terrace, man.
Yeah.
The rooftop, if you have not been to the rooftop.
It's a beautiful sight, man.
Man, I ain't just saying it just because I work there, but the rooftop party is a banger, man.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's a good look up there. The crowd is good. You know, no issues. Drinks good. You know, got a good DJ. You're a light-skinned guy.
Light-skinned guy with the glasses. Look out for Kutz, baby.
You know what I'm saying? So shout out to Steve. Really shout out to some of the promoters. You know what I'm saying? Steve Hendricks, Chad Rose on the rooftop, Randy Rand and Opium Black over there at Opium, Johnny Entertainment on the Sunday tip, T-Bub Entertainment on Tuesdays, him and Mel, Lil Man. So, you know.
People out here working, man.
Yeah.
That's what's up, man.
So them kind of like the resident
the
joints,
residents,
you know
okay.
what I mean?
Well, we know we're going to be seeing you out here, man. Again, thank you for coming on to the show, man, and talking. And like you said, hopefully somebody get from this what we want them to get, man. Understanding the story, understanding talent here, and appreciating the investments that you're still putting back in the city, man. That's for sure. Really, thank you for that.
My man, thank you.
My guy. Ain't no problem, man. Please be looking out for our next one coming up soon. Oh Yeah, Detroit. Real stories from real Detroiters. Your boy, Mr. Oh Yeah, Detroit's #1 ambassador. Signing off, y'all.
Detroit verse, everybody.